What's up, everybody? Shawn here with another Live to Roll. We're just doing an open Q&A hangout today. So if you guys have any questions or any comments or anything like that, definitely just drop them in the chat. We'll try to talk to try to talk to you about them or answer or whatever we can do. I'm out in Joshua Tree this week for a little vacation. Yeah, so we're just going to hang out. Get in some intros real quick. I'm Shawn. I'm a C5, C6 quadriplegic from a snowboarding accident 21 years ago now. Bobby.
Yeah, I'm Bobby Rohan, C5, C6. 36 years ago from a bicycle accident, and glad to have everyone here. Looks like I just see Nicole in our chat first, but maybe there's other people that chatted. I don't see the front end at first, so
Now that
welcome
was
in. Ah, there we go. We got Ken joining. So
awesome. Welcome, guys. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, like I said, you guys have any questions or anything like that, let us know. We're just going to be kind of hanging out. The one thing I was going to kind of start with and bring up, I was just talking to Bobby about it before, is I've been dealing with an MRSA, MRSA staph infection this last week or so. Last Tuesday was the first day that I had some swelling I noticed in my knuckle last Tuesday. And I honestly thought maybe I bumped it. It was just a little red. And then by the end of the day, it was like 3 knuckles. And then by Wednesday, it was like my whole hand was blown up. So I ended up getting some antibiotics and starting Thursday night, but it's been a process, and I'm still dealing with some swelling in my hand here, but not too bad, and
so
getting a
let me
lot better.
let me see your knuckle, like because there's a little white spot, like you might have gotten bit. Do you think you got bit?
So I no see so that dry little white spot right there,
Yeah,
that's where it is, that middle knuckle.
yeah.
Man, it's hard. Uh, that wasn't there until a couple days ago. There was a little tiny black dot there at first, like a little dot, and it wasn't broken skin. That was what was also weird. I didn't get like a lot of times with bursa. I have gotten in the past before, like a it'll start like a inflamed pimple. It'll like have like a big like white head on it, and around it will be really red, and then sometimes that will grow from there. It didn't have anything like that. I've had a couple of those on my hand in the last couple of months, though. Like 2 months ago, I had one on my wrist that actually did swell my whole wrist for a good day. But I went to bed the next day. It was smaller than it was the day before, and I just figured I was fine. And the swelling went down. It did stay like a weird little lump there for honestly for like a month. It didn't really go away. It was just like this little scar tissue looking lump. And I just kind of let it be. And then another one popped up like an inch from it just like 2 weeks ago. And then no swelling though, it just went right back down. And then that happened last week with the blowing up on my hand. So yeah, and it
Hmm.
ended up by Friday last week, it had swollen all the way up my forearm to like 3 or 4 inches below my elbow. And my whole entire forearm was giant. And my hand looked like a boxing glove. It was massive. Um,
So,
by Friday.
and you have no idea what's going on and why these are coming on, right?
No, I mean I've always had I got MRSA the first time when I was in rehab. I got it in my bladder, uh, 21 years ago at Northridge Hospital, like in rehab. I had the yellow gowns, all the little isolation stuff. I remember it being miserable. Um, and I've had, I think this is maybe the fifth or sixth kind of like flare up to where I needed to take antibiotics. One time I actually got hospitalized because my elbow blew up like a softball. And then I guess I rubbed it in my back and I ended up having it in my ribs too, right here. They had to like cut tissue out of my rib. Um, and then like they actually had to lance my elbow to drain it. And it was just like a whole, but that was almost 10 years ago. And I haven't had any major issues since. So I don't really know why the little things started popping up again more this last month, and why on my left hand here, like specifically it seems like. But I don't know. So
Crazy, crazy,
But
crazy.
yeah, but it's taking, I've been on antibiotics. I got another couple days of them, and the swelling is down to where it basically started the first day in that main knuckle, and then the three all the way to my pinky there a little bit, um, but it's a lot better than before. The only problem is the antibiotics that make me feel like crap and not
Mhm.
be able to eat a whole lot, and yeah, just generally feeling like crap. But that's what's been going on with me this last week or so. Uh,
Little shout out to the. I know I mentioned Nicole and Ken, and when of course Grandma's there too. Dominic, what's up, my main man? Leon, how's it going? EDF boys, show me your spasms. Um, uh, Shawn might fall out of his chair if you show him. He's going to show you the spasms. Nicole, Tom hasn't been feeling well, so he's been taking a little break right now. Hopefully, we'll have him back soon. And then Ken's in the house. Or I mentioned Ken and Ben. So what's up, Ben? But Ken was asking, browsing through some of the diet and health of our older shows, and so I mean we can talk about that today as well. It sounds like getting MRSA and then being on those antibiotics like Shawn is a perfect diet. But it's probably not the way you want to go.
Yeah, no, I know that we can definitely talk some of that, and that's we were just talking earlier before we got on here. I was with Leah. I was talking, and I'm probably just gonna try to stick to a pretty like bland diet because I tried to eat like a slightly spicy chip earlier, and like it just makes anything I eat right now is giving me heartburn and like indigestion and just making me feel like it's hard to even swallow it. Like it's just yeah, not been fun. But anytime I've done anything spicy or anything like that, it's even just a little bit or acidic or anything, it's just been even worse. So kind of,
I thought you didn't like anything spicy.
I like some spice. I don't like what Leah's like can handle major spice. My brothers and stuff like I like a little spicy. I just don't like I like to have a little flavor there, a little kick.
Like that, the one time I give Shawn a little wasabi almond once, he's
Oh yeah,
like,
that was.
"Yeah, nope, no, 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 too spicy."
And I don't know that I really necessarily like the wasabi spice taste as much either, because like it's got the taste of the I don't know. Yeah, that one that was
It's
spicy, and I didn't
Yeah,
really.
it's got a different spice to it than like a salsa spice or or a jalapeno spice.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I tried to eat like a jalapeno little kettle chip earlier. That's what it was a spicy chip, and those usually aren't even that spicy. Like they're like it's like a very light. They weren't like bad at all. Usually like they don't make my mouth hot or anything, but it really was messing
Yeah,
with me. So, but yeah, so that's what sucks is that diet is definitely important and like for any type
yeah.
of like stuff like that, especially now because antibiotics will tear up your whole gut health. You gotta like tear up the natural biome and bacteria,
Well,
which
that's why they kind of mention if you're going to be taking antibiotics to try to take probiotics with it, so you don't get kill off all those good bacterias.
yeah. And I do still take probiotics almost every day. I usually do anyways. I've always I have done that. Usually before my bowel care days, I've always done a probiotic. It just that's been part
Hmm.
of my routine for years now, and so I've just kind of continued that. But I did stop doing stuff like I recently even Leah had kind of got me into eating more like natural yogurt and a couple things, and it's been pretty good. But I'm not doing that because like one of the ones has like some dairy restrictions and stuff on it, so I've already been trying to stay away from a lot of dairy. Um, but
Like, are you trying to do
it's
more like
chewing
Greek yogurt?
antibiotics. What's that?
Like Greek yogurt?
Yeah, well, it's like literally just straight yogurt. Like it's like a bitter as hell. Like I don't like it straight plain like that. Like she'll eat it just plain like that. But with some brown sugar mixed into it, it kind of gives it a little sweetness. And it's good. It's actually really good.
I know I go all healthy with my oatmeal, but then I need brown sugar in it.
Well,
It's
that's
like
what
you know. Need a
Same.
little more brown sugar. I just ruined it.
Hey, it's still you just got to add a little sugar. You're still getting the good oatmeal. You're getting all the nutrients and things you need. You just a
Yeah.
little good.
Um, I just, Ken, if you want to shout out if you were looking up the weight discussion because of something specific, if you want to mention that, and maybe we can answer any questions because we have done that in the past. Nicole, sorry to hear you've been dealing with that. All those pains in your neck and your shoulders. Sorry you're hurting really bad. Um, I hope you get better soon. Yeah, I don't know what it's been. My legs have been on fire lately, and my pain in my legs, it just seems like it's doubled lately. I don't know why, but man, I know we talked about pain management a lot, and I'm trying everything. And I think right now the best thing I'm doing is doing a lot of exercising, going out on the road. But I started again wheelchair pushing in the morning, and
Nice.
that seems to help. Yeah, it puts my mind somewhere else, and when I get back, I'm tired, so it's not as bad until I've settled down, and then I can start feeling it coming on. So, and my wife is also allergic to jalapenos, uh, and I think she created that once because
Yeah.
she went to a place where they have pho,
Pho, yeah.
and yeah, and they were loading up on all this stuff, and she thought it was green peppers, and it was jalapenos. She took the biggest bite, and I guess her lips swelled and everything from the bite. So
Um,
pretty funny. Um, yeah, Olivia said about the yogurts putting in your smoothies or your protein shakes. That's really good. Um,
yeah, yeah, yogurt because it's a great protein. It is a great protein, yogurt. So
mhm. And Leon, let us know how you're going to lose your weight. That's a good goal.
I know 60 pounds is that's a healthy amount of weight to lose for sure. That's love to hear the progress on that and
Yeah,
stuff too. Keep us updated.
yeah. It's hard to eat good. I mean, um, especially if you don't have somebody that's by your side and helping you out with your daily, activities or with your daily food preparation, I should say. If you're relying on somebody else, you have to have that person right along with you and kind of just state like, "Hey, I'm doing this goal for myself. And so this is what I'm asking. Try to make smaller portions, try to make better choices, and just start slow. Don't try to dive into it and overdo it in the first couple of weeks, but uh, ease into it. And once you feel getting into a rhythm, it gets a little bit easier and easier.
Yeah, I know that's what is the hard part. I feel like is yeah building the routine, kind of doing the healthier routines and
Hmm.
stuff. Yeah, no, that is really tough and important. And yeah, it can be for sure hard to gain or lose weight or whatever lose gain. Um, any of that stuff. Diet is such an important part of our lives. I feel like, or anybody's life. But what goes in must come out, and it's also got to be like healthy fuel for you, not just
Oh yeah, and it's that he just said gained 75 pounds after quitting smoking.
smoking. Oh wow.
Yeah. So you were replacing one thing with another thing, which is uh, often happens a lot of times. And we got
Yeah,
Rob R in
I
the
was gonna say
chat.
yeah,
He got it.
Robert.
Yep. What's up? I need to lose my belly fat. Um, I'm super heavy now around my core, and I don't know. Losing some of the mass would help me tremendously. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it always does. It always does. And I think for us, that is the hardest part is to lose that belly fat, especially. I don't know about you, Robert, but I don't have the abs, so I don't know how you do it, Shawn. I don't know why you don't have a quad belly. Um, you piss me off and make me feel so conscious about myself. No. But I'm just like, dang it. Why do I have a quad belly? And half of it is my concave chest because I have
Yeah.
no big muscles. So it's just like flat here, and then it just starts there, and it's like, oh. If I look at myself sideways in a mirror, I'm just ah.
Well, I get that look in the mirror still, even with not having like a huge quad belly. And I think I do just kind of I've always eaten somewhat smaller portions, and I've had a lot of ab spasms is one thing. I get a lot of core spasms. So my stomach muscles are still working. Like they're still clenching, they're still holding. There will be times sometimes I've actually had spasms sometimes in bowel care, other times just while I'm sitting, where my stomach will flatten and tighten. You can see like it'll suck back away from my shorts, like, and it's just like tight and it's like hard, like. So it's I don't know what that is exactly, but
Yeah.
it's still very active on its own. Um, and then I was gonna say another thing with me is you can literally, if you see me on my bowel care morning before we start the
No thanks.
parenting and the
No thanks.
care, it looks
Yeah.
like I have a big, I can barely get my strap, my little seatbelt strap on my on my shower chair around my belly, and then by the time I'm done, there's like 2 inches or more of slack in that strap. Like it literally goes like you can physically, like it's just a poop belly. Like it's just ready to come
Yeah.
in.
Um, Andrew, I hope you're okay there in that UK heat wave. Glad to see you back in the chat. We haven't seen you in a couple weeks, so but don't lose too much weight and stay cool out there. Um, I have, and then Andrew says I have stomach shame. I'm not fat. I have surgery scars. Yeah, that too. But I don't know. And Leon said he's like me. I don't know if you're like me though. When I lay down, everything is sucked in. There's no, it doesn't like overdo this or anything like that. So that's what I hate is, when I sit up and then it all just goes bloop.
Yeah, but that's just part. I feel like it is a lot of seating position, and then like a lot of that for quads for us and for pairs for any. I think one alike. I think what I was explained what happens when I was first injured is because you don't really have core muscles there to hold. It sort of just allows like you're literally your insides to like come out more, like because they're not held back by the muscle. I don't know if that's fully true, if that's a fact, or somebody was just telling me that back when I was injured, like 20
Yeah.
years ago. But that it made sense to me. I was like, oh, you can't tighten your abs so that like your stomach just starts to stretch out, like. But I don't know.
I know. I always wondered if those you've seen them on commercials, like info commercials, but put that belt around you and it tightens your abs and then loosens. I always wonder if that would do anything.
That,
Obviously, it won't because you need to flex your abs once they do get muscle. And I just don't think it would work except give you a big stomach ache and feel like somebody punched you in the stomach every time it attracts and, detracts.
well, that's what, I actually remember early in my injury, Mike DeYoung actually used to use, and he told me, he's like, yeah, I got one off the TV, like one of those belts, like that you sit in your couch and get an ab workout, and it does the pulsing, like to work your abs out. And I don't know, he used to use it, and he was like, yeah, he's like, use it, it'll keep you from getting the belly. I don't know if he still does or not. I haven't asked in a lot of
Hmm.
years,
Yeah. Um,
but
Ken, you said I've been losing weight lately. I know it's been hard to eat when it's hot, so it could be that. But been getting lightheaded, big drops in blood pressure. I assume that's when you eat something, you get that big drop like I do. So I went to the doctor and she did all the blood work. Um, yeah, I'm kind of the same way, and the best thing I can say is just eat small amounts, starting slow in the morning, and try to do that throughout the day. I'm not the best at it either. Uh, and usually I'm more scared to eat in the morning because I know what's going to happen. It's just going to go crashing low. And I'm like, oh, there's this. I try to put it off. And so I don't eat in the morning a lot of times.
See, I like to eat in the morning. I can't kind of get going if I don't have something. But I can tell you I do feel a lot better and get way less lows when I start my day with like an oatmeal. With like it does have some sugar, like I do put some natural brown sugar in there. Um, but not a ton. And then I also do just like the oatmeal, and then I do some chia seeds in there, some walnuts, um, and that's it actually, just chia seed, walnut, and the
Mm-hmm.
brown sugar. But it's really good. It's high protein, and I feel a lot better through the day. Where I'll still get a little low like crash, but if I eat something like donuts or a pancake and something like something more sugary, that crash is gonna hit super hard for me. Like shortly after eating, like I'm gonna definitely crash because like the high sugar stuff, especially early in the day, I know makes me have like a lot more ups and down wave like crashes through the day and feeling low.
Yeah. Yeah. I once a year I might have a donut, and I pay the price every time.
See, I like a donut, but I like a donut like at night for dessert, not in the morning to start my day. Like eat a meal, and then you can have it like have a donut more. Not saying
Mm-hmm.
that I do that all the time, but I have eaten several donuts in a sitting,
Yeah.
and then felt like crap afterwards, but they were delicious.
See, Rob, it was funny. Uh, Angry Quad said, electro stims work, but those douchey items ain't shit. Yep. Yep. Calories in, calories out. You got it. Calories in, calories out.
uh,
Yeah. I do sometimes not wear a girdle, but I'll wear a back brace, and then I look pretty good without the quad belly. But then by the end of the day, like you said, just goes up to your armpits, and you're like, what the? Because it just finally comes over your belly. So
yeah, yeah. No, I don't do that really too much, but I do a binder sometimes for blood pressure when I'm driving, especially. Is like actually it's really the main time I use it is for driving because I do get really bad lows sometimes driving, and that's a lot sketchier when you're operating a vehicle at like higher speeds. Um,
yeah,
and yeah, I have the same problem though. If I'm even like on longer drives sometimes, or if I keep it on, like in and out of the van and then get back in or something, any transfer or movement, it just slowly up, and then I feel it rubbing in my armpits, and I'm like, all
yeah. Now you know it's not doing shit.
right. Oh, doctor said Ken had a slight thyroid issue,
Yeah. But
but
um, uh, Ken, yeah, cutting out some. Oh no, that's Leon there. Cutting
yeah, he's
out
cutting
the
out.
sugars and less bread. That's always helpful. Um, and eat small additional meals. Eat healthy meals. Get a little protein. Definitely get your vegetables in there. Your salads. Very little. Cut down on the starch as much as you can. Definitely, it's going to help, and before you know, you're going to shred it off.
Yeah, cutting out the sugars and stuff will definitely help. Try to eat
So,
maybe just more lean proteins and stuff like that. Less of the carbs and the breads and things for those. But but yeah, hopefully Leon get losing, and anybody out there that's trying to diet, slim down.
hmm
I know Robert said earlier, yeah, about transfers and stuff. That is all that extra weight is weight that you have to lift for a transfer. So it definitely adds up. fast with that.
Uh, yep, angry training daily and exercising definitely that helps a lot. I know it helps me get away when I'm maybe not eating the best for a couple weeks, but always trying to exercise at least once a day for at least 45 or more minutes a day.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The exercise is super important for even not even if you're trying just to get super strong and be like whatever cut up all this stuff just for general
Mhm.
health, daily health, for doing your ADLs, you're just any independent tasks and stuff like having the little bit more strength and endurance for that kind of stuff is very helpful. And Leon asked where I'm at. I'm actually out in Joshua Tree. Leah and I are on vacation this week. Um, Little family getaway here. It's actually Thursday the 3rd will actually be 2 years from our like not our wedding anniversary, but our being together anniversary. So it's a little bit of a nice weekend getaway for us, and the 4th and quieter out here. So uh,
So I wanted to bring up something, Shawn, that I saw email wise. Uh, I just I thought it was interesting to bring it out there. But New Mobility magazine put an article out on an accessible dishwasher.
oh, cool.
And I had to open it up because I'm thinking like, what is it? Load itself and unload it for me. But no, really what makes it accessible is, and this dishwasher is by Whirlpool, and it's an exclusive design to everyday kitchens to launch of the spin and load rack. So that bottom rack,
Yeah.
and you have a hard time getting back there, bending, maybe putting a plate. Well, this bottom rack now can spin. So you got it
Oh,
spin 360 degrees, making it a lot easier to put items in throughout the whole dishwasher.
that's cool, I guess. But still, I feel like the one problem for at least for us for quads is I don't know how effectively I can pick up a plate and set it vertically down into those slots that are, like how you're supposed to stick the plates up, like upright, like in a row like that. Um, for a pair and stuff, I feel like that's really great if you have good hand function to grab, or maybe a cool, maybe um, Kelly at KFK or Mark, their abilities, or the guys over at the Quad Tools can make like a dish grabber that's
Yeah, big like rubber pinch
like
or
rubber,
something like
yeah, with
that.
like a rubber hands or something, so it doesn't damage the dishes.
Or you can put like something, um, I don't know what, but to your plate, somehow put a loop to it. Like stick
Yep.
it to it, and then put the hook it so you can use your hook it and to put it down in there. Now that's just an idea. But one thing about this spin and load rack, it retails for $149, not the whole dishwasher,
Oh, but the
because it's designed to fit all 24-inch Whirlpool dishwasher manufacturers after 2018.
okay.
So, for anybody interested, has a Whirlpool dishwasher, 24-inch after 2018. You can go to New Mobility Magazine, look up this article that just came out, and they have it on the whirlpool.com site that you can find out if your dishwasher is compatible. Later,
Nice.
Angry Pod.
Yeah, see you in quad. Now that's pretty cool. I mean, anything I feel like we can make more accessible and easy for independence and stuff like that would be great. I was gonna try to see if I could get the link real quick to put it in there, but
Yeah.
I can check in a minute after.
Yeah. And I can send it to you if you don't get it. So good to see you, Robert. Welcome in, bud. And then in new mobility, we were talking about this last week, which is the Angela Madison,
Yeah,
uh, the sailing row with life, the row of life um, documentary that's coming out. New Mobility has that article. You can click on YouTube and find a trailer of that and her journey and all about her, and it will take you to rolloflifefilm.com. So you can probably get more information about that and when that documentary is going to come out.
okay, awesome. Yeah, I do want to check that out. That would be super
Yeah.
cool. That's such an incredible story. Okay, I think I found it. Oh yeah, it like spins. I see it. I was thinking it was going to be round for some reason because it spins, but I guess it's square. It just rotates it within that space.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, right on. Yeah, I might even be able to. Maybe not. It's hard on here. I was gonna try to just to save the picture real quick, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe I can stick it down here real quick. But that is cool stuff. New Mobility just has such cool things. If anybody is unfamiliar with New Mobility or not following anything, check them out because they're great. I know no longer in actual print, but everything is online. Lots of great articles, lots of great information. Um, here's the picture from the article. Actually, I was able to get it, and then I'll put the link in afterwards. But you can see that it kind of rotates there on the. It's like
Yeah.
at an angle there. So
Yeah. And I thought I'd just share. I mean, half of the, I can see for the bottom shelf, I wish the top shelf could somehow do the same. Or I wish it could come out further because sometimes that damn door is just in the way when you're at the side. It's like, sometimes I want to be on the left side, but I can't fit between the door and my cupboard. And then, if I'm on the right, it just somehow I wish the door can be tucked under or something. It just, one of those little pet peeves of mine. Not that I go into the dishwasher a lot and load it and unload it. But there's times I want to grab something like my barbecue tools get left in there after the dishwasher. A cup or a glass on the top shelf is in there. So I wish that the door can get out of the way. But I just thought I'd share that because, like Shawn said, if you're not checking out New Mobility, you should be. And you can get on their site, newmobility.com, and sign up for their email notifications. So
uh,
that's how I find out about all these articles. I get an email, I'll go through them. Some are interesting and some are, you know.
yeah,
But
no, exactly. You don't have to read probably every article on there. They do put out a lot of stuff, put a lot of cool things, but they do have like you can kind of pick and choose what might help you, what's a good thing to check out, and we know a lot of people that are like contributors for that, like Ellen Stoll, who's on our Rolling with the Golden Oldies show coming up on Thursday. I know she writes articles, contributes, and others we know as well, but yeah, check them out. They have really great info and
yep.
stuff on there.
And we did a show with Ian Rudder, who's
Yeah,
the editor of New Mobility Magazine, about what, 2 years, 3 years ago?
it was been probably a couple. No, it's less than 2 years because last year was when I connected with him, or Leah may, got me to connect with him at the
Okay, yeah.
expo in
So,
2023.
okay.
So yeah, because she was, I was
AL.
like, oh, that's Ian Reuter. I wanted to like talk to him, and she just walks up to me.
Okay.
She's
So it's called AL after Leah.
right. After, yeah, it was a. Uh, But yeah, so that's what and honestly, I Ian couldn't be a nicer guy. That guy. Every time we've talked to him, we've had him on. I think a couple times, twice now, I believe. Even he's just been super super cool and easy to
Yeah,
talk
I
to.
wish he lived out here in the Southern California area instead of in the middle of nowhere in Oregon. Um,
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
the middle.
he's got an older article if you check out in there about his story of losing power in the winter when they had like for like days or almost a week and like having to stay like living basically huddled in his like kitchen area where the only place they could warm and like pretty wild stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, stuff like that too. But
Yeah, and Leon said he saw that article about the dishwasher in the Spinal Cord Association. In the article, it states that they had some support from them and hoping to do more in the future with Whirlpool.
yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, no, that's really cool. That more companies and brands get behind doing stuff like that. I think that's really great because then it's not just somebody trying to make, which is great for entrepreneurs with disabilities to make products that can, modify some of these bigger things. But like when the big name companies can just produce the product and sell the product, it just becomes more accessible for everybody.
Mhm.
A lot
Well,
easier.
and it's not, I mean, you even think about it, how much that can help even just to somebody with a back issue, um,
Yeah.
carpal tunnel issues.
Hmm.
It's not just about the disability world. A lot of people have, you know, are moving around, but have a hard time with just their daily functions due to various different things, carpal tunnel, arthritis, bad back, bad knees. You never know.
Yeah, no, exactly. There's so many things that could limit your mobility, and an ability to be able to like bend down and reach to the back of the dishwasher and stuff.
Hmm.
So yeah, no, I think that's just really cool. I love it that the companies are doing that, and yeah, hopefully more will become available like that.
And,
So
and you and over time we see it little by little. I mean, we had a show once on the shoes, accessible accessible clothes and shoes, and and same thing. It doesn't have to be for somebody who's paralyzed. It also, I mean, for how many different other disabilities are out there, but also just people, like I was saying, with the carpal tunnel, with bad knees, bad backs, with arthritis, and so many other things, neuropathy, and um, I mean, the list can go on and on. And I think these companies need to realize that, we're not all, 100% with our body movements and body mechanics. Um, we're just not.
yeah, no, definitely. Um, yeah, so that's what's cool. I think hopefully we can get more and more inclusion and things like that in the future. And yeah, also though I do support anybody out there that's just has a great idea and is trying to get it that can modify something to make things easier for everybody. That is definitely important and awesome. So, and eventually maybe one of these companies does see it and you know pays you a fortune for the idea and can mass produce it to everybody. My grandma said old age, and yeah, that is just that's almost I forget what the statistic, but like pretty much everybody does age into disability because at some point in time you will age into some sort of mobility impairments. Things are going to get
Mhm.
harder to do. Oh yeah, and Nicole says that she's looking at J.C. Penney for adaptive clothing for plus size women, and they actually have some, I guess, and they're reasonably priced. So yeah, that's what is cool. Like companies like the Skechers getting like they make I think like that zipper shoe. I think don't they? I thought they make. Is that is what you said? Right? Is that I think
Yeah, I think so.
because
Yeah.
that's yeah because we were talking. I know years ago we had that one company. I forget what they were called now. Uh, Something feet, but they made those
Happy Happy
happy.
Feet.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
so those
Mm.
were those are really cool. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that out there. So just look it up. And I think the problem is sometimes is the price point on some of it. It's just because it ends up getting
Yeah.
quite a
Yeah.
bit of
Yeah.
money.
But it sounds great that J.C. Penney's is putting out some clothing that is reasonably priced. That makes it easier.
Yeah, and Leon says that the Access Group with Spinal Cord Association met with the people from Whirlpool,
Yeah.
so they
Yeah.
actually did. That's cool.
And
Yeah,
wanting to make more products. Yeah, that's great. And something else as I was just kind of scrolling through New Mobility front page, but looks like they have a cool, and I'm totally into mine because it has helped me out several times. Is a how useful is the Apple Watch? So for any of you Apple Watch users out there, they have a review. Wheelchair users test Apple Watch accessibility features. So maybe something you might want to check out if you've been thinking about getting an Apple Watch or even the Android base. Really, feeling the difference of how it can make your life a lot easier. You set your phone down, move away, boom, my watch is ringing, and it makes it a lot easier.
yeah,
So I get motivated by my watch. Get motivated to move more. It will tell me you're like, yo, you've been on your computer for an hour, you haven't moved a roll, and I'm like, okay, let me move. And I start and I get a little credit for moving. It says, well, good. You just need to move a minute, and I'll give you credit. It's like a little coach.
little AI coach on your arm right there.
AI coach, if you want to call it. He doesn't call me a dumbass or anything, so that's nice. Uh, or throw water on me, cold water on me, which my dad used to do when I was 13, trying to make it to the swim pool by 5 a.m. It was like, it was definitely, yeah, I only needed that once or twice, and I never had trouble waking up again. Leon, you asked about blood pressure. No, currently it doesn't do your blood pressure, but what it does do is it manages your heart rate, and it can also check EKG. And if anybody out there who might have had issues with um, AFib, it will detect if you have
Yeah,
uh,
that's cool.
AFib rhythm and notify you if you are. But currently, it doesn't do the blood pressure. There are some apps that say that with this app it can do it, but I don't.
It's probably
I
not
don't.
super accurate. Yeah, I
No,
don't
I
know.
don't. I don't think it's accurate, in my opinion. So I think. Um, well, I think you need to add pressure, just like a blood pressure cuff,
Yeah,
to really get an accurate reading for blood pressure. I wish it did though. That would be nice. But there are items. There is a blood pressure cuff that you can put around your wrist or around your arm. Doesn't have where you electric or it's electric,
yeah.
but
They have.
your iPhone or your Android will read the pressure and keep a log for you and all that.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah. That's cool. Yeah, because I've seen the electric ones, but that's cool. That makes a lot of sense that they would have ones that can connect to apps now, so you could just have it on your phone and kind of like monitor and check it easy.
Mhm.
That's pretty
And
cool.
Black Olive has been using the Garmin
Yeah, that's it.
Burn 3, and it
I
has wheelchair mode, which
because
I
I was
didn't
gonna say
know.
I had looked that up because I was curious a couple months ago about, and I still am about maybe getting an Apple Watch. I was looking into it, but I did try to see if there was any, if it was the only watch that did wheelchair pushes, not just like your steps. It gave you steps for pushes or whatever. And
Mhm.
the Garmin one was the other one. So it said the Apple Watch and Garmin. And then the Fitbit ones, they said we'll read your pushes and just call them steps. I'm like, but it's so it's not this. It's not. So it's
No.
Garmin and the Apple.
And it's funny. It pushes and steps. My wife, she's funny because she'll go. Oh, I had 10,000 steps today, and I have to kind of remind her, and I don't mean to put it down, but I can go, yeah. Well, I had 4,000 rolls, but I know that will count as a roll. Vibration. The watch doesn't know if you actually took a step or if you kind of swung your arm in a movement of like putting in the laundry. When you're doing this, it's almost like the same as a step. So is it, 100% accurate? Maybe not.
Yeah.
And also, we at our Staying Driven, where I coach and we do workout groups, uh, we have a lot of us that will start our watch, and then we're working out, and then we're done, and we're like, hey, did you burn this many calories? And it's, or how many calories did you burn? Well, there's two different ones. There's like when I go into it, there's a cross training. So you can choose the cross training mode, and it starts, and then when you're working out, and at the end it will say, oh, good job, you worked out for 50 minutes and you burned this many calories. There's cross training, and then there's it's called hit workout, which gives you a lot less calorie burn.
Huh.
I don't know. So it's weird. It's like, wow, why did in there, in this one, it's thinking I got this much, or vice versa, and that much. I gotta close my window here if the gardener just showed up.
All
So
right. No worries. Stabbit asked, "Do you ever get any points for bowel care?" I don't think it, unless you're like really actively trying to get it to move. I don't
yeah,
think it's basically just like how much you're moving your arm, like your hand, like. Because I wore a Fitbit for a while. I just got like a cheap
hey, the
one
gardener's here.
years ago, and
Uh,
it worked. It worked okay, uh, but yeah, it just wasn't. It only did the steps, and then like it would be different if I was. Look at Bobby working his adaptive tool.
I know my adaptive tool, my window closer, and I got my two fans in the way. So this is how you close a window that is across your desk.
I don't know if.
And it's not doing it today. No, why is it not doing it? All right.
Screw it.
Uh, or we try a couple different things. We are live, so let's try a couple different things here.
Let's see what Bobby's got.
So we're going to try to hook it, which we just talked about, and see if we can do it that way. And it's only open like about 2 inches. Oops. Oops, if
All right, the pressure's on. Bobby's doing this in front of his live audience. See if he can close the window.
which is filmed in front of a live studio. Oh, it's
Oops.
stuck.
If you get it, I'll give you some applause.
Yeah, it's not. It's
If
not
not,
working.
uh, Squid Games for SCI, Olivia. But I've been there before trying to figure out different tools, different things. How can I do this?
I know. Usually, and here's where I'm never gonna give up too. All right. So now, last but not least, we're gonna do the 6'2" long arms.
All right, let's see. Oh.
All right. I'm touching it.
You gonna go for just the long reach?
Going for the long reach, the bang, bang. Put the quad gut up um, against my belly.
Well, if Bobby falls, somebody can call.
Somebody. Okay. It's moved an inch.
No quad tool necessary. Bobby is the quad tool.
3 inches.
uh, got it. I thought I heard it slide.
I know. I know it's gonna go.
uh, what would you guys do in this situation? Anybody out there? If you guys couldn't reach, do you have your go-to tool? Do you just reach? Do you just smash everything off the desk and power through it?
Yeah, my Kleenex box is on the floor right now.
Uh, Mickey says that she doesn't really think that they can hear the gardeners. It's fun
Well, I'm
watching
not.
Bobby use different techniques.
Oh, yeah, but I started. Now I need. It's got like 1 more inch.
Call 911, Mickey said.
Ba-da-da. I can't
I,
turn the
I,
camera on, but I did it.
nice.
I
Here we
might
go.
have.
I promised you this.
All right, there we go.
Uh, nice job, Bobby.
Sweet.
There was gardeners outside. That's why he didn't want to
Yeah,
interrupt the stream, even though we are about to wrap up the stream as well. But hey,
yeah. You're like, oh, that's okay. We're done. And that they're like Mickey said, that I see all the tools out ready for them to do their thing. And I think my wife went out there because we got company. So I think they're gonna just trim today, probably, so they don't make
okay.
it. But
Now you're exhausted.
yeah, whew. I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Uh,
Oh, that's great, Olivia. That's a Squid Games thing.
yeah, that's
Uh,
it. So
which I heard season three's out.
I think it is just out right now. I
Ooh.
saw.
All right.
I actually
Thank you,
just saw.
Mickey.
Yeah, no, that is, and sometimes that is exhausting to do stuff like that. I've been on that mission before, just so determined. You're just like, no, I will do
Hmm.
this.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
stubbornness.
I talked about it on our Rolling Over the Hill show, but this hook it has just been like changing my life. Um, and I'm using it in so many ways I've never, I never could imagine. And it's so funny.
Oh,
This
here,
one's big. Let's
I
see.
can. Where is it?
How am I? There we go. See how
Hey,
bent it
you
is.
bent it, yeah.
Yeah, well, I used it once to grab my lid of the smoker. The smoker comes crashing down. I'm like, whoa, it kind of put a beast. But I now, get inside my house, and I used to always shut my door because it was hard for me to get the screen door, right? And I've been, knowing like, oh, I can put something in the middle to grab and pull it. But now this is at my front door, and I just reach out, boom, and get the handle for the screen door.
You know what's funny? I actually just recently discovered that I've also used my hook it as like a reacher to close the door as well. I use it to close our bathroom door at home because it like goes all the way around to the other side of the wall where it's like it doesn't open like 90 degrees. It opens like 180 at the wall, and I can't it's a really tight, hard reach back for me to do it. But I found out with the hook it, same thing. I can hook the side of the door, pull it, and then kind of like roll out a little bit more, and then one more time pull it and get it like to where it's
Hmm.
easy to grab and reach.
And
Um,
which is cool is
yeah,
I finally figured out where I can put it on my chair. So now it's always on me
nice.
wherever I go. And I mean, I've been picking up, my packages. Just before 5 seconds before the show, I dropped my glasses, picked up my glasses real quick. It's just been a game changer. So if you're looking for a hook it, gosh, um, Ken,
Chairlife.com. Yeah, chat.
yeah, truelife.com, but I just remember Ken Nelson from our show, comes on our show once in a while and in our chat all the time, and he called me and asked me to call him back about the hook it, tell him more information. I totally just forgot. Dang it! So I got to call him.
All right.
So as
Yeah.
we're done here, I know we're wrapping up. You want me to do our sponsors?
Sure. Yeah. Let me. Oops. Where's my banner? All right.
All right, we got mobility professionals and urology professionals. Thank you so much for them, and thank you for all the services that you do, not only for us here at Live to Roll, but also if you're mobility professionals, they do catheters, but also mobility products that you can go and get measured and get the mobility needs that you need. If you're here in the Southern California area, they have a magical team, great service, and now they have three locations here in Southern California. So they're growing, they're getting bigger. So hopefully, maybe one day they'll be out by you and get the type of service that you need from mobility professionals. But if you're not here in our Southern California area, you should be. No, I'm kidding. It's too expensive to live here.
Yeah.
Um, but if you could be, I know you would like to. But if you're not, you and need urology needs, urology professionals is the place. I have a friend. She lives in Kansas. She was frustrated with. Now, I'm not going to say this is going to happen for everybody, but she couldn't get magic bullets with, she had to pay for it. She's like, what the heck? So I said, call my buddy Dean at Urology Professionals. She calls. He's like, well, I can help you with your catheters needs. And then, you know, and if we do that, then you know what? Like you said, she was like, it's not that expensive, but it's just the point. And he goes, I understand. Yeah. So I'm going to throw him in with your for your supplies at no cost.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was
Dean.
really, it was pretty awesome of them. So check them out. It'll definitely be a game changer if you switch over to them.
Yeah, no, that's what Dean and I mean even Don, the owner, all the people that work there, uh, all do seem to really genuinely care, you know, like about your well-being and not just making a dollar on at the end of the day. Like it is a business. That's what they want to sell catheter stuff, but like the fact
Mm-hmm.
is that they will also help out people that need the supplies and can't get them. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we really appreciate their sponsorship, really appreciate them. So thank you to our sponsors, Mobility Professionals and Urology Professionals. And then for the channel this week on Thursday, we actually got Rolling with the Golden Oldies coming up. So the ladies are going to be coming on here on Thursday, um, hanging out and talking a little bit. I forget, actually, I think they're going to be talking some summer stuff. I can't remember now. I know we had talked about it a little bit last month after their show. But I believe that that's what they're doing. I'll have to double check but check that out on Thursday at 3:30. And Bobby's going to be nice enough to help me out and host that one as well. I have the day off on Thursday, so I'm gonna take it, enjoy the little bit of my vacation here.
Yeah. And if it doesn't start for some reason, you know who to blame.
No, I have total faith in you, Bobby. You're the man. You do it good, man. So I do appreciate that very much. And then make sure
Absolutely.
to check out next week. Bobby will also be back next Thursday with the Rolling Over the Hill with Robert, Chad, and Paul. The guys will all be hanging out, doing their thing, talking. I don't know if you guys already have a topic on the docket yet or not, but I know. I'm sure it'll be good and always a fun conversation. I might have to start recording you guys before the show and posting that as like a bonus content because sometimes you guys are funny before the show. uh,
Yeah.
all
And
right.
Mickey said a happy Canada Day to our friends there up in the north. Our friend Paul and a few others that live up there in Canada. Happy Canada Day. I'm not sure what it means, but
I don't
also
know either.
happy
I was
4th of
unaware of
July.
that. Yeah, that's awesome. If they have I don't know if they have if it's the same like Independence Day type of thing, but yeah, to everybody else in the U.S., happy 4th of July coming up this weekend. Hope you guys stay safe, enjoy yourselves, and yeah, just stay safe, stay cool.
Yeah, definitely be safe out there. So much love to everybody. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Glad you made it in. Happy PT girl. Sorry you missed the ending, but glad you can join us. And you too, Mickey. I'm not sure if you were with us the whole um, episode, but glad for anyone who just joined us or the whole meeting. Um, Thank you so much.
And
It's a pleasure to come each and every time on this because of you guys.
yeah, no, yeah, definitely. Thank you guys. Like, yeah, we wouldn't. There'd be no point to doing this if it didn't hopefully help somebody out there, or you guys didn't at least enjoy hanging out and being part of the community here. And then, real quick, also, Olivia had asked if the hook it was magnetic, and they are not actually magnetic, but Bobby was smart enough to glue a little magnet to one, and I think they may be working on making a magnetic in the future.
Yeah. So I did do this. No, it's not on this one. So look, I got this is my wheelchair one, and I'll show you. And he was really cool about it. Um, what I just have to do is get a smaller magnet. Is because of this hook it's flat. Now it got stuck in my wheel. Um, it's flat at the end. Um, and so maybe you can't see it flat at the end. See how I drilled a hole in there?
Yeah.
And then I had too big of a magnet. It was way too big and too powerful. So it would like
Okay.
pick up my some utensil down, and it was like trying to pry it out. But you know what I did instead, and I'll show you the magnet. That's how strong it is. It was just to my desk, but I got a lanyard and I put it on the lanyard. And so this is a magnet. So when I need something magnet like that's far away, I kind of just go out like that and click and it's on. So,
Nice.
but I used to have this on that hook it and it's just too big of a magnet. So I just haven't gone out to get a new one. I don't know if you can see it, but
But
oh
yeah,
well.
you can kind of see it.
Yeah, listen to this. Here, be quiet. This is how strong it is. Did
Yeah.
you hear it? That's like conk.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a solid magnet there. But yeah, that is magnets are super helpful. That's one thing. So I have both at home. I have both the hook it, and I actually do have one of KFK Design's quad reachers, like the two-handed quad
Yeah,
reacher.
yeah, I have
Um,
that one too. It's nice.
yeah, Leah bought me that for my birthday this last year, and I use both. But the quad reacher sometimes I won't even use for the reacher feature. I use because it has little magnetic tips, and I will literally reach it under. Olivia, thank you so much. We do really appreciate that. But yeah, I use that one for my magnetic little tool when I'm in the room. If I have like one or the other, but I'll use those both all the time for like reaching under the desk for stuff I dropped or different things. But
Yeah,
yeah, magnet is a great extra tool to have. Uh,
yeah. And you know what? For Ken and Leon and anybody else out there, um, for our next show for Rolling Over the Hill, I will do health and dieting and also how I'll watch this Apple Watch review and review the other one, that Garmin one, and give you our thoughts and about health and how to keep track of your health of those other apps out there and what you can do to stay healthy this summer.
Awesome. So that's a great topic. Yeah, that's really great. So make sure tune in on Thursday, guys. If you want to check that out, hang out Thursday at 3:30. Bobby will be back. Um, and uh, and actually, Happy PT Girl asked about, does it get stuck to your MagSafe part of your phone? It probably could. It could definitely pick up your phone from the MagSafe lock. I've used my MagSafe charger to pick up my phone before. I
I've
just
never
put.
tried it. Let's try it.
We'll try it. One last demo for Olivia here for that
Okay.
$20 super chat. Thank you so much.
Oh, I know. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh, not quite. It's
I
a
guess
little
not quite.
too heavy. It it's it's like ooh, in the middle. If I can get it just in the middle, yeah, it's not going to do it. It's
Okay.
probably too heavy. So what do? You get your hook it out. I got 3 hookets on my desk right now. You get your hook it out, and then what I've gotten is this little handle that you can get on Amazon. That's really helpful.
Nice.
It all it does is go into your phone case. Let's see if I can get it, and then it comes out where you do the charger, and it doesn't get stuck, or it doesn't interfere with your charging.
Oh,
But
that's
and
cool.
then I just dropped some keys, and that's what the hook it will do.
Nice. So yeah, all little simple things, and we're not trying just to advertise for these things because our friends and stuff like that. They are just
No,
honestly, look, it's like the most effective quad tool I've found.
even if I did not like Chad, I'd be like, I don't like this guy, but get this hook it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, no, they're honestly a great product. All right, you
yeah,
guys, I think we're gonna try to wrap up here now. I want to get back to some relaxing, hanging out,
yeah,
vacation.
enjoy your
It's
vacation.
just starting to cool down. It was 100 degrees when we started this episode, so I'm hoping it's at least into the mid 90s by now. So
Yeah, well, I could see the breeze back there, so hopefully that breeze cooled it down a little bit.
yeah, no, it does. After yeah, it helps. So.
Yeah,
But all right, you guys, thank you again for watching and hanging out with us. Bobby will be back next Thursday. The Golden Oldies will be on this Thursday. So make sure to check out both of those and us next Tuesday. And next Tuesday, we're actually going to be talking about cheating instead of our cheating content from this week. So we can do some of that. All right, you
all right,
guys.
everyone,
Cool.
take care.